So, new heroes. Very exciting. This is something that I got super excited about in beta when Genji was announced, when D.Va was announced, when Mei was announced, just all kinds of new heroes. Genji's just the greatest. So 2 new heroes potentially coming down the line. One we know a lot more about than the other one, and that one is Sombra. And she is kind of, has been leaked, or maybe intentionally leaked or whatever, as this sniper support character who has a masked, just kind of aesthetic to her. Which sounds super interesting. I'm very curious as to see how a sniper can support a team without just that really trolly thing of being like, I am supporting the team. I'm getting headshots, bro. Which is what I say frequently. But
I just vape and get headshots. But actually, it's funny that you say that because I think we have kind of a little bit of a blueprint for this kind of a character in Hanzo, actually, because he is classed as a sniper, but he also has abilities that are designed to help his, so the scatter arrow isn't necessarily a support ability, but like Sonic Arrow absolutely is a support ability.
Sonic Arrow is such a pivotal part of his tool set. Like if you're not using it, you're messing up.
Yeah, absolutely. So and that gives his whole team, information about what's going on at key intersections of the map. So I feel like there's definitely room for that. What I think is kind of cool is, there's these. Overwatch is this weird thing where there's the 4 main classes, but then they have subclasses like sniper. Like the game will inform you don't have enough snipers, or you have too many snipers. So the fact that all the snipers are under the defense banner has kind of limited the opportunities for that. I like playing a precision character, but I also want to play a precision character that kind of plays more to my strengths, which is to support my team. So I'm curious to see what they come up with.
So Chloe, you come from a Counter-Strike background. I saw a play of the game from you from Soldier 76, and I thought it was going to be an ult. It was not an ult. She just headshot everyone. It was really impressive. So have you played with Widowmaker at all? Are you interested in sniper characters?
I'm actually not super interested. I kind of like being in the middle of the action in Overwatch. I feel like there's just so much going on that it's a lot more fun to be in the middle of things rather than out in the background. I've played Widowmaker a bit in the beta, and I just kind of got bored of it. But I know that this new character Sombra is supposed to have more of like a high-powered sniper rifle over like Widowmaker's transforming rifle or something.
That's terrifying to me.
Yeah. I don't know. If it would be really interesting to see like a sniper character that can be kind of closer range, if that makes sense, especially because this character is going to have the healing item there.
Sure.
So like someone who can kind of be in the middle of it, but also be able to like quickly like retract herself from the middle of the action.
I'd be interested to see if she's capable of dropping some kind of cover like that. We haven't seen that too much. Yeah, no,
like a
like Mei's ice wall, but like a little sandbag. Or something.
Right, like something, or like an energy, like basic. Think of it. I'm thinking in my head, it's more like a Reinhardt shield that's stationary that you just drop and people can use. Maybe something that if you fire through it, buffs the damage of the shots that come through it or something.
Oh yeah, that would be a MOBA mechanic that they would borrow and that gets used a lot.
Yeah.
like a power gate.
That would be really cool. The other character, Liao, was only teased in a little bit of a lore excerpt where she was mentioned among the founding members of Overwatch, who, for anybody who is not in the know, is 76, Reinhardt, Reaper, Torbjorn, and Pharah's mom, who we don't know a lot about. But we know nothing else about her that I'm aware of, so she is coming down the line, and that just opens the floodgates for like what archetypes can they bring into this game in terms of stuff that we haven't seen. The first one that pops to my head is like a xenomorph alien wall-crawling dude. But Kyle, I know you had one. What do you got?
I've got one. I want to preface this with that a lot of the new characters they've added, they teased in the game in the levels itself. So I think we're going to get Doomfist.
Yeah, I agree.
And the archetype I would love to see is a melee character. All of his moves are melee centric, similar to like a monk from WoW or like Lee Sin from League of Legends. So
would he be a tank or an offensive character? What do you think?
I think he'd be like an off tank, like Zarya. And I think if that happens, it'll be someone like Doomfist.
I would love to see an offensive character that was focused on getting kills as opposed to something like Reinhardt, which we already have, who is a melee character who's a tank, but he's a little bit more behind enemy lines but really has limited range options. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think personally, I'm doubtful. It's doubtful that we'll see an attacker as the next character because the attackers are already top heavy. There's 6.
You don't say that.
there's 6 attackers already. Only 4 supports.
They're probably going to add another support.
Yeah, I think the support sniper support is a good. We'll round that group up to 5. And then I think it's time to start getting the other ones, other than attacker, up to 6.
But you need more attackers and you need more support than supports. So the reason that there's less support characters makes sense because you need more offensive characters.
I agree with that philosophy, actually. From a World of Warcraft 3 attack, 1, I mean, Overwatch is not World of Warcraft
3
by
DPS,
any sense.
1 support, 1 tank.
We have yet to see an established meta of like, this is exactly how many tanks you should have. This is exactly how many supports you need. And I love I think my favorite thing about Overwatch is that free-flowing aspect of being able to change characters at any time. Really just opens up the floodgates to people trying new things. Chloe, by the way, you play a ton of Soldier 76.
Yeah.
I was harping on Vince a little bit earlier for playing Symmetra, but you get around with the different characters. I see you on Soldier 76 a lot, and you're very proficient, and he's a very good character. But what are some of the other characters that you've tried and just really didn't click with you, and what didn't you like about them, and what are some of the ones you have tried and you're looking forward to playing more of?
So I actually recently started playing a lot more Junkrat on defense, and I am kind of obsessed with it right now. Like, it's super fun. I don't know. Like, he's almost the opposite of Soldier 76 too, because he is not precision based, right? He is not really meant to be up in the middle of things, but it is just so fun. Like all the things he has to throw around, like setting traps and stuff. Yeah, Junkrat, I think for a character that surprised me, but as for characters that I'm not really a big fan of, I kind of can't stand Mei.
You can't stand playing against her, or can't stand playing as her?
Both. I don't know.
I do feel bad like when I play.
When I play as Mei, I feel dirty.
And I get
and
headshots,
I think it's because next to Bastion, which we can talk about later, next to Bastion, like Mei is one of the most annoying characters for me to have to counter. And so when I play her, I just feel so guilty, and I avoid it.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I know you started playing Torbjorn recently.
Yes, yeah. So I picked up. Both you guys heard me nonstop whine and just cry about Torbjorn.
Back in the beta.
During the beta.
Before they changed him.
So during the beta, I played Roadhog and Genji, right? And then I picked up Hanzo during one of the streams. But I ran my mouth about Bastion and Torbjorn. I picked up Torbjorn this last weekend, this Memorial Day weekend, and holy crap, he is so much fun. His turrets are cool. That's a great mechanic, really fun. You got to be smart and make strategic choices with his turret. His gun, though, his gun is amazing. That projectile is like a slow-moving Hanzo arrow, and it hits so hard.
Yeah.
And then he's got the shotgun.
Yeah, and what I love about him that's interesting to me is that he's, like Overwatch obviously isn't a MOBA, but and there's not even that many MOBA mechanics really that have played over in terms of its overall structure. But what I think is cool about Torbjorn is that he's the only actual snowball character. Like if you feed him kills, and not just him, if you feed his team kills, and he picks up all that scrap everyone becomes so much harder to. If you keep him giving him a constant supply of scrap, his team just becomes
really
unkillable. and that's interesting to me.
Is great. It's so fun. Like it compels you to not. Bad Torbjorns. So this is what everyone complains about. Is bad Torbjorns all they'll do is hang out by their turret.
And they're like,
ding, ding, and they just hang out by the turret. A good Torbjorn sets up the turret, and then he basically creates a zone defense. And so what you should do is you should set up the turret and then run around with this gun and just wreck people and pick up the scrap and provide the armor to your team. That's how you should play Torbjorn.
It's 75 additional hit points and it's armored. So so the effective hit points, depending on what you're fighting against, could be as high as 100, 125 extra hit points.
So if you put that on a tank, it's cool. If you put that on a tracer, it's
That's
nuts.
a huge deal. It's a huge deal.
Yeah. He's great. And I've gotten so many just satisfying headshots with that gun. Just fire it and then watch the projectile.
It dips a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a little lob, and it feels like old school tank projectiles from tank games.
Yeah.
Oh, it just feels so great.
This is a very fun character.
Yeah. Blast.
All right. So for the final remaining minutes of this segment, do we have any more crazy? I mean, this is our time to pitch Blizzard our ideas for heroes.
Chloe had an awesome idea that we were talking about before the show.
Like more of a stealth-based hero would be
like
cool.
The spy in TF2 you were saying,
yeah, like the spy in TF2. Like I know Reaper is kind of the only stealth-based hero there is, but maybe even combined with a melee type hero. Kyle,
man, I would love it. Like what they could do with melee, like just looking at the monks and all the Diablo and World of Warcraft, that'd be great. Imagine seeing what's it called, like the little roll, the charge across the screen as a monk. Oh god, it'd be so it's gonna be Doomfist.
And the ult that isn't in the game that I want to see. Like all the ults, like they're again, it's not Overwatch is not a MOBA, but there are some things that they pull over, and some of the ults are very similar to different ults.
Spin to win.
Right, exactly. But the one I want to see is like if we do get a stealth character, I want their ultimate to be like Cloak of Night or something like that. That makes the whole team cloaked for like 5 seconds or 10 seconds.
That would be brutal. The things you could do with that would be
super So the whole team could reposition for free and set up an ambush. That would be...
That's Cloak of Shadows from WoW, and they've already taken stuff from WoW. So that makes a lot
it's extremely possible.
Taken from their own game.
From their own game, right?